Okay, disclaimers. Lightning Kayak sent me their kayak for review. Thank you for that. This I pay myself, don't tell my wife. I know you've been waiting for this video for a long time, but it is here today. We're gonna be comparing probably one of the best kayaks in the market right now, which is the Hobie Outback, the new version, and we're gonna be comparing to the Lightning Kayak Strike 12.6. We're gonna go over everything. This is gonna be like the battle of the budget kayak versus the premium kayak. So guys, all the kayaks that we talk about, they're gonna be linked down in the description. Those are probably gonna be affiliate links from ACK, one of my favorite stores. You could buy the Hobie Outback, the 2020 version, or the Lightning, or any other kayak that you may want to buy. And when you buy through them, this channel gets a commission, and that helps us continue to make this video. So let's get into this video, this comparison. Let's go. So I want to start from over here because you could see differences already. Can you see that? You have the bow here, the Hobie Outback is quite different, and the handle is, well, it's not the best handle, but there you have it. You have a pad eye here and the handle, and that's it. You got that aggressive bow here. Over here in the Lightning, you have something that you could hold on to. This is really good, especially when you're carrying the kayak. You have the handle here at the edge, so it's not gonna hit you. Here you got a little bit of play. It doesn't feel as strong, but sometimes it's more comfortable. It depends. Like if you have huge hands, this will be good, but if you have tiny hands, you might not be able to grab it completely, and over here you can. So that's one of the difference right now. I just want to show you how it looks underneath. Completely different whole design. These two kayaks are super stable. I don't think you're gonna flip on any of them unless you're like 300,000 pounds and you're a huge person. Anyways, let's keep going. Let me get the Freedom Drive made in the US out of the way. We have the hatch, the front hatch here in the Lightning kayaks, and over here on the Hobie Outback we have this kind of like the same idea, but the hatch is way smaller. Let's just open this here. Let me show you how that looks inside. You see, get access to that, and here you kind of have about the same stuff, although I put a hatch here, but it doesn't come with a hatch. This is something you have to buy separately. All right, look at that. Boom. Way bigger hatch, allows you to have more storage here, maybe make this into a cooler if you want to, but the way that they close is pretty much the same. Look at that. Boom, ready to go. Now the Hobie Outback, Hobie installed new seals on it, so I don't think you'll have a problem with water coming in if you're ashore. Over here you gotta be careful with that because this hatch is really big, and see, it's not gonna be such a tight seal. You may want to upgrade these seals if you have one of these boats. Upgrade those seals so it's a more like a tighter, or just use the hatch. Look at that, the hatch will make it look amazing. Boom. We should test that. We should test it with the hatch to see if water comes in. All right, so let's address the drives. We got the Freedom Drive right here, and we got the Hobie Mirage Drive. This is the 180. It's not the kick-up version, but pretty much it's about the same. The only difference is with the kick-up, if you hit something, the fins would just fold. All right, but right here, this is first generation patents, so this drive is not gonna be as smooth as that one. It doesn't go in reverse, and it's not as fast, but you could definitely upgrade the fins on your own. If you go and buy the Hobie turbo fins and you make some changes here, we're gonna do a video on that. But anyways, you could upgrade the fins and make it a little faster, but the drive, the 180 drive, is way better drive than the first generation patents right here. But again, the difference here, like this boat is an excellent price of $17.50 and the Hobie Outback is $29.50, so you pay more money for a better drive. It is a better drive, but you pay more money. More on that later. So let's keep going over here. We can see the dry well, kind of like the Hobie style dry well right there, and you have nice padding, beautifully designed padding here on the Lightning kayaks. I really like that type of design. And you have a round hatch. Over here in the Hobie Outback, you have a nice hatch, which is humongous, by the way. Boom. And yeah, my kayak is a mess, but hey, oh my god, this is getting bad. This is one of my favorite jig heads. These are awesome. Hey, if you want to send me baits, my PO box is in my description and on the about me page if you want to send me baits for me to go fishing. But anyways, you have a nice hatch here with a container. You have a lot more space here. You could actually get access to inside of this boat right here. Oh, I need to get that water out. I'm the worst. I'm the worst, guys. I'm the worst. And you have padding on the side. See, the padding is not as nice as that one over there. That's weird. All right, so let's keep talking about the difference. Right here, you can see that you have gear tracks on each side. Now, the Hobie Outback, this is what makes it one of the best kayaks out there. It comes like ready to go. You have so many rigging options, it's incredible. You got gear tracks right here, gear tracks right here on the other side. You have bungees everywhere to hold your tools, cutouts for your tools. It's incredible how much thing this thing has going for it. You have through hole connection for your fish finder and all that stuff. And then here you got two flush mounted rod holders, right? Let's look at the lighting. We don't have any of that, but we do have two cup holders and we have dual rudder control. It doesn't come installed with the factory dual rudder, but you can install it yourself right here. You would just they have a nice video that you could it's gonna walk you through it completely. Just watch that thing 3 times before you do it and then get some help when you're gonna upgrade this. But you have the dual rudder control right here, and the Hobie Outback has the same. Now let's keep going. Let's talk about the seat. It's hard to say which one is more comfortable. I didn't have any problems with this one. I do wish that this hole here wasn't that big, but also I have more ways to control this seat right here than that one over there. Like here I feel like I'm limited in terms of how far I could put this seat back. Yeah, I feel like I have more adjustment here on this seat over here. You may feel differently. You may feel like this seat is trash and this one is great. That is up to you really, but for me, I feel more comfortable on this seat right here on the Lightning Kayak Strike. The Hobie is not a bad seat. You have multiple sitting positions as well. You got, this is the high. You could bring the seat down to the lowest sitting position, middle position, and this is kind of like the high position right here. When you bring it down, you will remove this thing and just have it flush here with the floor of the boat, and then bring this down all the way down to, there you go, and there, boom, you have the low sitting position right there. Here you do all that by moving the seat itself. If you want to have it on the lowest sitting position closer to the drive, you just drop it in here and boom, it's low. If you want to put it high, just bring it up here and it's high. Or if you want to lower and a little back, you could just do that. Boom, 3 sitting positions. That low, sitting that low, you will not flip at all. Now let's talk about what else we find here. We got paddle holders on each side of the boat, and you have kind of like a cutout here to hold that paddle. You got the same thing here on the lining on each side of the boat. That's pretty awesome. But underneath the seat on the Outback, you have handles that allows you to carry this boat. I use this a lot to also to tie, secure the boat down to my truck. And here in the Lightning Kayak, you don't have that, but you do have cutouts that you could use to lift this boat up. I wish it had some kind of handle, but hey. Now we got 2 flush mounted rod holders right here on the Lightning Kayak Strike. Hobie Outback, they are molded in. You got 4, 2 on the front and 2 more in the back. This is for the transducer setup that is underneath. We're gonna cover that when we turn the boat over. We're gonna talk about that too. Another thing that the Hobie Outback has that I kind of miss over here, you got this trays. Like if you want to change a lure, you want to put something there while you're changing lures or whatever, those trays are very useful. Over here you don't have that. I have put lures and things here, but it just comes out. Pretty giant tank well. Definitely the Hobie Outback has a bigger one, a lot more space on the Hobie Outback, but you still have a lot of space here on the Lightning Kayak, and you have gear tracks. Actually, look at it, covering about the same space. The gear track, they're about the same length. This is the housing for the rudder, so nothing gets there like water or whatever, and you get the same thing over here, but this is already covered on the Hobie Outback. This hatch does not come with the Hobie Outback. I put that myself. You do have this dummy point here entry on the lining, but it's not a hatch. Now let's talk about another major advantage to the Hobie Outback, which is Here in the rear you got that power pole fittings. You could put motors, you could put the power pole. This is very useful. I use it all the time. That's pretty awesome. And you got this oversized handle right here that you could put flags and other accessories. Here on the Lightning Kayak Strike, you just got the handle right there. There's nothing else. I'm gonna be doing a video where I'm gonna be installing I think the Torpedo and other motors that I'm gonna be installing those here without having to drill anything, so watch out for that video. So before I go and flip the boats, let me have my belly. Give me a second. Belly, go away. Good. So before we turn the boats over and we go over the hull, let's address something. Yes, the Hobie Outback has way more features. It feels like a better boat already, but it's because you're paying for it, right? It's $3,000. That's a lot more money that you have to pay to get all the stuff on the Outback, you know. And a lot of people don't want to invest that much money on a kayak. So, you know, like if you want all the bells and whistles and you have the $3,000, the Hobie Outback definitely would be better for you. But if you don't, if you only have $1,750 and you want a US made kayak that is roto molded, this may be the boat for you. Now let's flip them over. But before you do that, make sure you smash the like button. Come on, I need likes. For real, I need likes. All right guys, let's look at the hulls. We could see some major differences right here. Really? Do we? Let's see. Look at the Hobie Outback. It has a nice strong bow according to everything, but you kind of have the same thing here. Look at it, boom, it's the same thing. This is what I'm talking about. Even though you have that tri-hole thing, it's way on the back right here, boom, but you have that, see those cutouts right there? Kind of like the same idea. Now the Hobie Outback is a faster boat for sure, definitely. Even with the drive here, it's not gonna be as fast as the Hobie Outback. Look over here, we got those channels going on, and we have the transducer plate right here. The transducer will go in here and it will be protected by the plate. The same thing with the Hobie Guardian, but that one is designed that if you hit something, the transducer will pop inside the boat, so be safe. This one is just like over here, boom. Look at that, the drywall is pretty much the same thing. This is kind of recessed, so you could fold the fence and not hit anything. You got the same idea here. You could fold the fence and not hit anything. They will flat over here. And right here in the rear, the scupper holes are reinforced, so you can use the cards. Same thing over there. And the rudder system, the Hobie Outback does turn sharper because this rudder is a beast. It works really well. Here, I think it's I cannot lift it up because I have it tied up. But this thing, the Hobie Outback, turns really well as well. So look at that. Before we get to the specs and the final thoughts on this comparison, have you subscribed yet? Go subscribe, hit that subscribe button. I'll wait for you. Oh, you're back, good. Okay, so let's talk about the specs. The Lightning Kayaks is 12 feet and 6 inches long. It's 34 inches wide and it holds about 415 pounds. The hull itself is 82 pounds, and fully fitted, you're looking at 94 pounds. Are those the numbers? Let me check. Yup, those are the numbers. Now, the Hobie Outback, you're looking at a 103 pounds totally loaded boat, including the seat and the drive, and the hull itself is 85 pounds. Also, this boat is gonna hold 425 pounds, so a little more than the Lightning Strike, but those numbers to me look like they're pretty similar.